A recent revelation has linked a notorious cybercriminal group to a significant security breach affecting organizations using Fortra's GoAnywhere software. This matters because the vulnerability could allow attackers to execute malicious code, potentially compromising sensitive data. On October 7, 2025, Microsoft identified the group known as Storm-1175 as responsible for exploiting a critical flaw in GoAnywhere, tracked as CV 2025-10035. This flaw, which carries a CVSS score of 10.0, enables command injection without authentication and has been actively exploited since at least September 11, 2025. Next, we'll delve deeper into the specifics of this vulnerability, the attack methods employed by Storm-1175, and the implications for affected organizations. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. Timeline of exploitation and discovery. On September 10, 2025, preliminary indicators suggested that the critical vulnerability CV 2025-10035 in Fortra's GoAnywhere software was being actively exploited. This deserialization bug, which carries a maximum CVSS score of 10.0, allows threat actors to perform command injections without requiring authentication, significantly escalating the risk to affected systems. By September 11, the exploitation of this vulnerability had been confirmed across multiple organizations, marking the beginning of a wave of cyber attacks that would leverage this flaw for unauthorized access. As the days progressed, the cybercriminal group Storm-1175 began deploying Medusa Ransomware, a known malware strain that has been linked to severe data breaches and financial losses. Microsoft's threat intelligence team provided key insights into the attack methodology employed by Storm-1175. Following initial exploitation, attackers utilized remote monitoring and management tools, such as Simple Help and Mesh Agent, to establish persistent access within targeted networks. This phase of the attack involved creating .jsp files in the GoAnywhere MFT directories, which served as a foothold for further malicious activities. The attackers then executed commands for comprehensive system and user discovery, employing Windows Remote Desktop Connection to facilitate lateral movement within the compromised environments. This strategic approach allowed them to navigate through networks undetected, ultimately leading to the deployment of Medusa Ransomware, which encrypts files and demands a ransom for recovery. As the situation unfolded, cybersecurity experts and organizations expressed growing concerns regarding the lack of transparency from Fortra. Questions arose about the origins of the private keys that enabled the exploitation and the prolonged silence from the company regarding the ongoing attacks. This situation has left many organizations vulnerable and seeking clarity on their exposure to this critical vulnerability. In the wake of these events, the call for accountability and transparency has intensified, with industry leaders urging Fortra to provide answers that could help mitigate risks for affected and potentially vulnerable organizations. The timeline of exploitation underscores the urgent need for improved communication and proactive measures in cybersecurity to protect sensitive data from evolving threats. The ramifications of the Storm-1175 exploit extend far beyond immediate data breaches, impacting both organizations and individuals involved. As awareness of the vulnerability grows, companies that rely on Fortra's GoAnywhere software face potential reputational damage, which could lead to a loss of client trust and future business opportunities. The incident underscores a broader trend of heightened scrutiny on cybersecurity practices, where organizations may be compelled to re-evaluate their security measures and incident response protocols. Moreover, the financial implications for affected organizations can be severe. The deployment of Medusa Ransomware not only threatens data integrity but also often results in significant recovery costs, including ransom payments, system restorations, and potential legal liability stemming from data protection regulations. This incident may trigger investigations and compliance reviews, further straining resources. For individuals, particularly employees of the compromised organizations, the consequences can be equally daunting. They may face job insecurity as companies reassess their workforce in light of the breach, and the potential for personal data exposure raises concerns about identity theft and privacy violations. As organizations navigate the aftermath, there will be an increased emphasis on transparency and communication with stakeholders, which is critical for rebuilding trust. The call for accountability directed at Fortra highlights a growing expectation for software vendors to provide timely updates and support in the face of vulnerabilities. Stakeholders are demanding clarity on how the breach occurred, what preventive measures are being implemented, and how companies can mitigate future risks. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the interconnected nature of cybersecurity, where the actions of a single group can have cascading effects across multiple organizations and their stakeholders. As the implications of the Storm-1175 incident unfold, organizations must prioritize immediate and strategic actions to mitigate risks associated with the exploitation of the CV 2025-10035 vulnerability. Firstly, it is crucial for affected organizations to conduct a thorough assessment of their systems to identify whether they are running vulnerable versions of Fortra's GoAnywhere software. This step is essential for understanding the extent of exposure and potential impact. In addition to immediate patching, organizations should implement robust monitoring practices to detect any signs of unauthorized access or unusual activity within their networks. Given that Storm-1175 has demonstrated sophisticated techniques for lateral movement and persistence, continuous network surveillance can help in identifying threats before they escalate into larger breaches. Furthermore, transparency and communication with stakeholders are vital. Companies should proactively inform clients and partners about the steps being taken to address the vulnerability and any potential risks they may face. This not only builds trust but also fosters a collaborative approach to cybersecurity, as organizations can share insights and strategies to strengthen defenses collectively. On a broader scale, the incident underscores the need for enhanced cybersecurity training programs within organizations. Employees must be educated about the risks associated with ransomware and the importance of adhering to security protocols. Regular training sessions can empower staff to recognize phishing attempts and other tactics employed by cybercriminals, thereby reducing the likelihood of successful exploitation. Lastly, industry-wide collaboration is essential to combat threats like Storm-1175. Organizations should engage with cybersecurity experts, information-sharing platforms, and government agencies to stay informed about emerging threats and best practices. By participating in threat intelligence sharing, businesses can better prepare for potential attacks and strengthen their overall security posture. As the landscape of cyber threats continues to evolve, proactive measures and community engagement will be key in safeguarding sensitive information and maintaining operational integrity. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.